Well, hey everybody. Season's greetings. Yes, I think Hanover still has lights on their trees, so apparently it is still season. Not really sure what season that is. Season's greetings. Can't you say that all year round? I mean, what if autumn's glad to see you too? Thank you, Danny Gobo. So it is winter still. I still see people wearing coats and scarves. I don't like wearing scarves, because wearing a scarf is like saying, here, strangle me with this. My neck is literally in a knot. Just pull. Okay. Yes. I like doing this with microphone. Okay. Let's see. I was sick a lot this term. Anybody here sick?
Yes.
That's not. Yeah. I was at Dick's house and they gave me a throat culture to see if I had strep. When I was little, I used to hate throat cultures. I was gag. Yeah, anybody else do that? No? Yeah. Like when the doctor would ask me what's wrong, I'd be like, well, I have all the symptoms of the flu except a sore throat. And the doctor would be like, well, let's give you a throat culture just in case. And I'd be like, shit. But now that I'm older, I've realized that there is a use for the throat culture. And that is when I take my teenage daughter to the doctor for her sore throat and they give her a throat culture. If she doesn't gag, somebody's grounded. Oh, that's terrible. It's like a personal whore test. Free. Anyway, so the year's really flying by. It's almost St. Patrick's Day. Jeez. Random thought. I've never understood why a four-leaf clover is lucky. Like, a four-leaf clover is, like, deformed. And, like, it's lucky. But that's only true for clover. Like, a cat with 5 legs is useless. It's like, hey man, I don't know if we should jump across this river. It's okay. I found a guy with 3 arms. His name is Jeff. He's in the middle of the class. I just plucked him out and took him over here. I think it's gonna work out just fine. So picking clover, or picking 4-leaf clovers, for us that's cute, you know, it's charming. But for clover, it's like an extermination of a minority. It's like, hey, where did 4-leaf go? Anyway, enough about clover, let's talk math. So, my dad's a mathematician, so we would go to these math conferences, and they would talk about stuff I didn't understand whatsoever. I want to go to a math conference now, and when they ask me what my field is, I'd be like, basic algebra. Be like, yeah, the whole X thing, that was me. Yeah. Be like, oh, like 2x equals 10? Whoa, 2-digit numbers, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Anyway, my dad, okay, so as I said, my dad was a mathematician, which means I love using math incorrectly. For example, they say that Kansas is the geographic center of the United States. Therefore, if you live in America, on average, you live in Kansas. Either that or math is wrong. Alright. I'm going to take a step back here, figuratively. So, honestly, it's really hard to be a good stand-up comic. But I found it's even harder to be a terrible stand-up comic. You know, like, at a certain point, you know, it's so bad that it's funny. Like, hey, binary, what's the deal with binary? I mean, what, are you afraid of 2 or something? Like, I was trying to write bad jokes, and it's hard. Like, you know, if you go, like, ridiculous, sometimes it goes, like, so ridiculous that it's funny. Like, hey, why is a guy who rides an airplane called a pilot, but a guy who rides a sheep is called a pervert? Speaking of perverts, I was reading the American Film Institute's list of 100 greatest movie villains of all time. And number 76 on this list was Man from Bambi. Yeah, I was confused. He's like one of the worst people ever, and he doesn't even get a name. I mean, geez, that guy got gypped. I mean, imagine if history textbooks all said that guy instead of Adolf Hitler. You know, if you're crazy, you might want to be like Adolf Hitler, but nobody wants to be that guy. Nobody. That's why I think they should do that. Continuing on this theme of Hitler, it's amazing how people stigmatize certain things, like the Nazi salute. I mean, you can't do this in public. People give you these weird looks. But you can do something like it, like, oh, and it's fine. Like, I'll show you. Like, here, like, I'm pointing over there. I'm pointing over there. I'm a Nazi. Saturday Night Fever. Like it's weird. And it's the same thing with the mustache. It goes like, Disney movie villain, a guy from the 70s, French guy, Hitler, Charlie Chaplin. I don't think that's right though, because to me, this is just as bad as this. Because for me, this is like, Heil Hitler to my left, Heil Hitler to my right, Heil Hitler behind me. It's difficult. Double Hitler! Richard Nixon. Alright.
All right, thanks everyone who has